Hello.
Hi.
Hi. You know what just crossed my mind?
What?
Whenever we hit record, like I feel like when we first started the podcast, I was kind of nervous when we started.
Yeah.
The nerves have gone away completely at this
Sure.
point because we're just talking.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I would get nervous if more people listen. Like we have 30 to 35 consistent listeners, which love every single one of you. So appreciate.
We could name you
We could name
individually.
you. Yes. Start shouting out one per week.
Right.
But I wonder, like, if there'd be more nerves if there was a larger audience.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I also am a little surprised at those numbers.
Hey,
You fooled me with all the feedback I've been getting. Yeah.
And we're putting out a lot of content. This is episode 30. 30.
Guys, we made it.
We're growing up.
We are 3 decades in.
We're like fully fledged adults at this point. Yeah.
I will say, I lost my train of thought. What I was going to say is I think it's funny when we start because we have like this little mini conversations beforehand.
Right.
And then it's
But
like
we don't want to talk about too much.
We don't say too much. And then all of a sudden it's recording and it's go time. And we're like, oh, hi. Well, welcome. Nice to see you.
It's true. Yeah. We don't have the pauses and the gaps. We got to fill every second. But yeah. I mean, for anybody that's wondering, we don't really edit these podcasts. Or I don't. So quick behind the scenes, getting behind the curtain.
Give them the BTS.
We record this podcast usually Mondays. Today it's Thursday.
Right.
It's been really inconsistent. My fault.
I mean, listen, how was your weekend? How will your weekend be? Who cares?
So we record, and then Jamie has the responsibility of writing up the capture, the little description afterwards.
Summaries, yeah.
I have the responsibility of basically clipping off the beginning few seconds and the end few seconds.
Right.
But beyond that, there's no editing unless there's like a Wi-Fi issue that happens and we need to like redo something. But beyond that, no editing. So
we really just keep it raw.
It's raw.
The people.
Yeah.
For the 30 people.
So speaking of rescheduling, I bailed on you yesterday, and I apologize for that.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I woke up, and this is the vulnerable podcast.
I love this.
I woke up feeling not good.
Okay.
I was like
physically, mentally, emotionally.
Mentally, for sure.
Okay.
I was, and emotionally. I don't even. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I definitely have some depression. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no reason. Like
totally.
Sometimes I literally wake up and I'm like. Yesterday there were some things that were like that I was stressed about or anxious about, but nothing to make me feel as bad as I felt.
Right.
Like it didn't line up.
So
I woke up. My alarm went off at 5. I was gonna have a really productive morning. I was excited going to bed the night before, but I woke up and I'm like, wow, I just not feeling it today. So we were gonna record at like 9, I think, and I was in bed till 9:30.
Yeah,
and I needed it, and I a few hours later. I was up. I did my walk. I did my things that I do, and I felt like a new person.
Routine.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did that. And I think, honestly, when we record remotely, it's not my favorite anyways.
Right.
So it's better that we can be together. And I think the important thing is you listen to your body. We all have those days, those moments. I feel like I've this week's been a little bit like we went on vacation. So I don't know if it's like coming off of that or just other like outside stressors. But I felt a little bit of that kind of gloomy.
Yeah.
Like I told Chad today, I was like, I just feel like the wind's been taken out of my sails a bit.
Can I ask you like a very personal question? I can't edit it out if you don't want it in the clip. Have you ever taken medication for depression or anything?
I have not, but I was truly hoping that these vitamins that I've been doing and the testosterone in my butt.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that would be part of it.
Yeah.
Because I have noticed as I've gotten older, I don't know if depression's the right descriptive word, but anxious, like lethargic, just kind of unmotivated.
Right.
That's a really big one for me right now. So I was really hoping some of these hormone therapy steps would help with that.
Yeah.
And honestly, jury's out. I don't know. I had a follow-up yesterday. Oh, this is interesting. Speaking of testosterone.
Yeah.
So my original numbers was in this range. And I had 30 was like the number for this testosterone.
Okay.
Now it's 300.
Oh, wow. Because of the butt stuff. The butt pill? The what'd you call it?
It's the butt stuff. Yeah, no it's the pellet.
The butt pellet. We'll name this episode Butt Stuff.
That's gonna all of a sudden our listeners, it like skyrockets. Yeah.
The pellets. Okay. It helped. It 10x'd your testosterone levels.
But like what has that brought me? Luckily, also
lot more testosterone.
not a beard.
Not a beard. That's good.
Still, that's not happening. But yeah, I don't know. yesterday got to go on a walk with my friend Shannon, and that like little time outside with a friend was helpful.
Yeah.
Today I was busy. I went on that field trip like I told you about. I'm sure we'll talk about it in a bit. But I find that is helpful for me. When I like get out of my house, I go and either see a friend or visit my parent, do something that helps me kind of get out of my funk. If I sit 100%. At home and just sit in it, I'm like no good to anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what like this is therapeutic for me. So when I text you yesterday, I'm like, I regret, even though I was listening to my body, like I do regret canceling yesterday because this always is therapeutic. Like I've had a little bit of a stressful day today, and I already feel myself like feeling lighter after 3 minutes or 5 minutes here.
So if people are feeling down, start a podcast.
Start a podcast
with your friend, and just
you'll have 30 loyal listeners.
Yeah.
So
like, is that adding to the depression?
So I asked about the medication. I've never been medicated for anything. This related to this. I don't know. I'm curious if it would help. Like I feel like it's intermittent for me.
Yeah.
Like it's not every day. It's some days I feel great, some days I don't. So I don't know. I have little tips and I have little tools I use when I do feel that way, but I'm just curious like if that's something I should explore. Or, I don't know.
Well, here's my thing. I love the idea of like, you know, knocking on doors, like trying things. And if it's something where it doesn't seem like it's something you need every single day,
right?
But if it's something in your tool belt and it's an additional resource in those moments that is helpful, then I don't see. I'm definitely one that is like medication, natural things like connecting with people, like all the things I think work really well
Drinking
together.
water,
or alcohol. I don't know. Just no.
Yeah, the armchair expert I mentioned almost every week, but on that podcast, Monica mentioned that she like changed her dosage of her medication she's on, and she's like she immediately noticed the difference in her and everything. So I'm like,
what does she take? Do you know what she
said it was for depression, I think. I don't know what the medication is or anything.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also on Armchair Expert, they don't do a video like we do.
No.
And did you hear his explanation about that recently?
I did.
I loved that.
Yeah.
It was basically so that there'd be a little bit more authentic. I think with us, it doesn't really matter, but for their guests' sake, they try to get a really a deep conversation and help them feel a little bit more vulnerable and not having to worry about like, how do I look on screen? It's good.
I totally agree. So how was your field trip?
I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of depression, no, just kidding. It was fine. It was with Piper's grade, which is 3rd grade.
Okay.
And so I had a group of 6, 9-year-olds. It was a 4-hour trek, all inclusive. And that's a lot.
Washington State History Museum.
Washington State History.
It's funny. That's just a staple, you know.
It's my second time this year, so yeah, it seems like it is.
I went as a kid, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I went with the 7th grade class this year, and now I'm back with 3rd grade. I was like, I shouldn't have done that. Piper literally was like, "Do you have to come?" I was like, "Okay, guess not."
Was Piper in your group?
Yes, she was in my group. There was a dad who was also helping, so he was super helpful. I had 2 boys and 4 girls, and it's a little bit like herding cats.
Yeah,
like we get this pamphlet, we're trying to answer the questions, find the artifact in the room, and one darts off, and then like they're all
nerve-wracking.
It's
other people's kids.
Exactly. At one point,
BK.
I didn't lose one, but like she was out of sight for a little bit.
Yeah,
I had to do a sweep of the room.
Yeah,
be like, where are you? But it's a cool place.
Yeah.
I've been there twice this year. I don't think I need to go back ever again.
Did you learn anything new?
What did I learn?
About Washington State history?
Well, I don't know if I learned a ton new. We did a little bit more. We did it's called like the history lab or something.
Okay.
And they talked about the bridge and
the Narrows Bridge
and when it collapsed.
Yeah.
And
Galloping Gertie.
Yep. Galloping Gertie. And so I'm not from here, so I've heard that, but I don't really know all the information. Yeah. So it was really interesting because it was like, she was saying it's pretty amazing. Like all the people made it off, and Piper, my child, was like, "Tell me about the dog." Like apparently there is a story about a dog who didn't make it off.
Oh no!
And of course it's my child who's like, "What about the one who didn't survive? Can we talk about that? Can we unpack that?"
How did she know that?
I think they'd studied it as well. But the lady, it was she, bless her heart, she was really trying to figure out a way to not say that this animal had died. And I'm like, I think they can handle it. But she was really trying to avoid.
Wow.
She was like, all the people survived. and like just left that in there, you know. So anyways, but yeah, so just learning about that. That's
it.
Oh, I will say what's shocking now, you know, they have this like room where it's like the history of technology, and like my BlackBerry is now, you know, in there. The old PCs, like the kids were like, oh my gosh, one kid was freaking out about this old PC computer and how it was like, he's like, this is worth like $1 million. I don't know about that. Yeah. Anyways, the things that they were impressed by was hysterical.
There's the like flip phones and stuff.
The Razor.
Yeah. So crazy that's in a history museum. I remember my music teacher in like middle school had a razor, and I thought it was a pink razor. I remember thinking it was so cool, Mrs. Islander.
Okay, I was like,
great.
Yeah,
that's actually Eric's aunt. Randomly,
the cool one.
Yeah, she was great. She was the music teacher, and then she became the principal at some point, and she was just a lovely lady.
Yeah,
Mrs. Islander, shout out.
Well, shout out. Yeah, I love Piper's teacher, Miss Umphenauer is her name.
Umphenauer?
Umphenauer.
Wow. It
is a little bit tricky. It took me a whole year to get it.
Umphenauer.
Umphenauer.
How do you spell it?
Umpheneur.
Wow. Do they say Mrs. Umphenauer? They don't say Mrs. U?
Nope.
Or Ump? No nicknames allowed.
Nope. They get it. Yeah, she's a great teacher, and Piper loves her. But yeah, it was a good thing. I feel like I'm not gonna lie, I feel like exhausted, a little dehydrated.
Yeah.
I've had is coffee.
I don't have much water. I actually have my water right here, but it's empty.
Yeah.
So
you have drunk with that though today?
No, it wasn't full when I started.
I did not put water in my
at all.
Well, this morning I had some.
Okay.
Anyways, okay.
We digress.
So yeah.
So what are we doing here? So podcast.
We're doing a podcast. It's our 30th episode.
30th episode. Crazy.
We started this.
Congratulations. I think it was July. July or August.
Summer?
It was for sure summer because it was prior, because September was my big Ironman month. And I remember we were talking about it for a while before that. So I think maybe July or August. Okay. So yeah, we'll coming up on our 1 year anniversary in the next couple months.
Can you believe it?
It's crazy. Speaking of 1 year anniversaries, today is Howdy Bagel's 1 year anniversary.
Aw, happy birthday.
I know. Howdy Bagel.
Happy anniversary.
I brought over some burgers a little bit ago. Some Radner's burgers over to Howdy Bagel.
I'm really tempted if I have time to grab some Radner's after this.
Pretty good. I had one today.
Shout out.
Spicy smash.
Spicy.
Pretty spicy. It was good.
I don't always go for the spice and the drink or food menu.
Okay. I'm not a spicy drink kind of guy, but I like a spicy food item. Yeah. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was
Thursday, right?
It was Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
So we ended up, we actually went out of town. We went to Pacific City with some friends.
Okay.
Have you, I guess that's near Cannon Beach area.
Is it Oregon or is it Washington?
It's Oregon. Yeah, yeah.
You know is it like north of Cannon Beach?
That's a great question. It's around.
Okay, around Cannon Beach.
There's a rock there that looks like Haystack Rock.
Okay.
And the confusing thing is somebody was like, no, this is called Haystack Rock as well.
Oh, they both are. They're twins.
Who did that?
Okay.
Probably the person who discovered it was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's Haystack Rock. And then they went to the next page. He's like, I'm pretty sure that's Haystack Rock.
They're actually both
That's
called that?
what somebody told me. And I'm like, listen, if you tell me something, I'm like, that's truth.
We're going to talk about it on the podcast.
I don't know.
We're going to tell 30 more people.
Spread like wildfire. It was good. We went with our friends Shannon and Peter and their kids, and Kelly and Chris and their kids.
Wow.
So it was 3 families in a house, and we got there Friday evening.
Okay. How many bedrooms is this house?
This house was 4 bedrooms.
Okay. How'd you divide it up?
So what we did, there was a room that was a bunk room. There are, for the kids, there's 7 total, 4 girls, 3 boys.
Okay.
So we were thinking, okay, the bunk room will be all girls.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a bedroom that had 2 queen beds.
Okay.
And we brought an air mattress. So we were like, okay, that bedroom will be for boys plus a set of parents.
Okay.
And then the air mattress can be on the ground there. And then the other 2 rooms were just parents.
Okay.
So Chad and I were next to the bunk room upstairs and then downstairs.
Who got the nicer master bedroom?
We gave Chris and Kelly the primary suite.
Nice.
Yeah. They deserve it, But
that's always a little bit of an awkward thing with an Airbnb and a big group. It's like, who gets the nicest bedroom?
For sure. Yeah. They have the youngest kid, Maeve, who's absolutely adorable.
Okay.
Let me just tell you, if you talk to her, you'll fall in love with her. She's adorable. Her thing in the morning, she would wake up and she would be like, it is day.
It is day.
It is day.
How old is Maeve?
She's 3. She'll be 4 in October.
Cool.
Pretty sure. But yeah, that's how she would start her day, by letting everybody know.
Nice.
It is day.
Does she say it is night at night?
I didn't catch that one,
okay.
but she said a lot of other adorable things. So because she was little, she ended up, I think, sleeping with them more than not. So we gave them the bigger room for that sake. Shannon and Peter got the short end of the stick. They had to share the bedroom with the boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also shared an Airbnb this last weekend with like a bunch of people.
Yeah,
and same
I'm
thing.
Excited to hear about yours.
Same thing though. It's like basically it was kind of first come first serve for that situation.
So
we're all adults. We're all.
Did you get it?
We were like the last people there, so we shared. There were some really nice bedrooms upstairs with like the huge rooms with their own bathrooms and stuff. So kind of first people got those. We ended up sharing a downstairs bedroom with another couple, which was totally fine. It was great.
You shared the room with them?
Shared the room with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were a couple of the rooms had like 2 queen beds side by side. Okay. So we pushed them together, made one big bed for the 4 of us.
Adorable.
We did the what's that movie? Willy Wonka thing. We did slept
with the grandparents
head to toe. Yeah, that was pretty great.
I love it.
We didn't actually do that.
Okay, just to clarify. So we got there Friday. Everybody kind of came in at different times. And what we did is each family took a night to do a meal. Nice. So Friday night was the Johnsons. They made some really yummy French dip sandwiches. And then Saturday, we ended up doing so Civic City has like a big sand dune.
Cool.
That people
next to Haystack Rock?
Well, yes. Within visible sight. Okay. It's there.
Stone's Throw.
And they have some really cool, Stone's Throw. They have some really cool like tide pool area. So it's a fun little beach area because you've got sandy beach, you've got this giant dune, plus you've got these tide pools to explore. Cool. So we are there like all day. The kids are loving it. And that was most of Saturday. The afternoon, we were like, okay, the moms are going to go grab a couple things from the house. We're going to make some sandwiches. We'll come back to the beach. While we were away, it started to like dump rain.
Oh no.
And I'm like, I wonder, because there was like a little pub brewery type thing right on the beach. And I was like, maybe they like sheltered in there. Yeah. So I called Chad and I'm like, you okay? Everybody all right? He's like, yeah, we're just sitting here in the rain. I'm like, He's like, no, it is like a war zone out here. We are packing everything up. Kids are screaming. We're coming back. I was like, okay, well, I have a sandwich for you. Like, when you get here.
So you left at the right time.
We timed it very well. Everybody came back crying,
my gosh,
including the dads. It was pretty dramatic. But then what was fun, because this group, we've done trivia this year down at, we've done a couple different places, but what was really fun is across the street from our house, a little wine bar was doing trivia.
Oh, cool.
Like it's meant to be.
Kids included? Kids allowed?
No, okay. But, so Allie, they were fine. They were 4. Yeah. Actually, I do have a funny thing about the kids. So Allie, my oldest, stayed with the kids. She had her phone with her and we were gone for like maybe 2 hours at the most, but literally it was like across the street. Speaking of kids, so I'm finished this book. I told you, The Anxious Generation, about letting kids play and be independent and stuff. So there was a skate park behind our house. Between our house, there was a driveway. There was not a driveway, like a parking lot, like overflow parking.
Okay.
Beyond that, there was a park, and in that park there was like a skate park thing. Okay. So couldn't see.
That was a really good use of is it prepositions?
I don't know.
All the descriptive words.
Okay.
On, beyond,
really
beside.
Trying to paint you the picture.
Very descriptive.
Okay. So the whole point was like, I'm reading this book and I'm like, it's great that they go by themselves to the park and they try to be independent and they do this whole like adventure and they learn that they can go and play by themselves. So we sent the whole crew out there, and basically the boys come back a little bit later and they're like, oh yeah, there was like this weird guy and Piper was overreacting and freaked out and blah, blah, blah. They were like bothered by it. And I'm like, okay, so where is Piper? And they're like, she's like giving her number out to people. I'm like, what? So I look at my phone. Sure enough, I have like 3 missed calls from a random number. I'm like, she's freaked out. And she didn't come back with them. The other girls also stayed at the park. So I'm like getting dressed. I go to leave the house. And as I'm walking, this other lady and child come around the corner, like holding Piper's hand, walking her back to the house.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, so sorry. What's going on? And she was like, oh no, she's like, she did the right thing. There was a guy that was making Piper feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And she told my family, like, I don't feel safe, and asked for us to call you.
Wow.
And so she's like, so those calls were from my phone. If you see, missed numbers. And so yeah, a little bit of my like plan backfired, like instilling independence.
Why did she not go back with the boys and went back?
I don't know. That's a great question. And we had a lot of we were like, well, what was this person doing? Why were you bothered by it? Why didn't you come back with them? I think there was like a little bit of like a divide. Like the boys maybe ran off one way and the girls went another way and were kind of like hiding, quote unquote. I don't know. So yeah, I was like so proud of the group for like going and doing this thing independently. Yeah. And then turns out mine is like a scaredy cat. It's like, call my mom.
Is that normal? Is she normally anxious or anything?
That is started to become a more normal thing for her. And I'm not sure where it's coming from, but it's a little obnoxious.
Like separation anxiety a little bit?
Like even just if Chad and I want to go for a walk, she's like, can I come? Can you just chill?
But she doesn't want you to come on her field trip.
Thank you. She's picking her battles, apparently. So anyways, that was Saturday. Sunday, the guys went out golfing.
Okay.
Us moms did another beach day. It got real warm Sunday, and I was not prepared for the heat. I didn't even bring shorts. Like I was like, it's gonna be cold. The Oregon coast is always
definitely
rainy,
temperamental.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's kind of calmed down now, but I was like sunburnt forehead. Kids were all sunburned. It was kind of intense, but it was great. I mean, we had badminton, we had toys, sand toys.
Nice. Were you close to the beach, your house?
Yes. So we could walk to the beach, which was great. And Pacific City's small. It's like, there's a couple restaurants, coffee shop, little market. So it's kind of nice because everything's like kind of in this one general area.
Cool.
So if you're near where we were, everything's just, I'll just run to the market or I'll grab, this over here. So that was like super convenient.
Nice.
So I really liked it.
Did Stella come? The dogs?
No, my dad stayed at home with the dogs. We could have. Our place was dog friendly, but she's like off leash. She's a wild card. But there were so many dogs, and it was so cute. I kept going up and making new friends with dogs. And what else? And a couple of the nights we would do like game nights back at our, house. The last night we did like a bonfire and the kids roasted marshmallows, made s'mores. And then Sunday was kind of like a pack up and clean up day. Our family left and went to the Tillamook factory. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. A while back, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
They have like cheese samples and stuff, right? And you can see into the whole production facility.
You can. And it was Memorial Day the day we were there. So there was not any production going on, but you could see everything. You could see all the machines. And then we did have grilled cheese and ice cream before. I mean, that was the main reason.
So good.
The food. And that was that. And then we got home, and by the time we got home with traffic and everything, it's like 5:30 in the evening.
Monday?
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like started some laundry, unpacked, just relaxed, and that was the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice long weekend.
Enjoyed it. Yeah,
it was like a good start to the summer.
It really was, and it was fun to go with friends and just have other kids for my kids to play with, and having a mix of like adult time, hanging out, and then also fun quality family time. And
who instigated this trip?
So this is the crew that we did Vegas with back in October. And so we will get together fairly often. And one of the get-togethers, there was a conversation about a summer lake that some of them were familiar with. And so they were talking about doing a family trip out there and that we should all go. And that ended up being like a much longer drive in my head. It was something like 6 hours something.
Okay.
So then plans change. Like, well, why don't we find something closer? And the Johnsons really like this area. They've gone to the city for camping and stuff before. Nice. And they're like, it's kind of a little hidden gem. So to our 30 listeners, you guys are now privy to this area. But
Pacific City.
All right. So they kind of did. Chad and I were just kind of more along for the ride.
Nice.
It was good.
Cool.
Yeah. That was me. How about you? How was your weekend?
It was great. Kind of also along for the ride for the wedding that I went to. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of times when I go to a wedding, for most of the weddings I've been to, I'm like somehow involved in like groomsmen or part helping out with something. Yeah. It's really nice to attend a wedding with no responsibilities at all. So my friends Justin and Lauren are getting married. They're friends from college.
Okay.
Got married on Bainbridge Island. Have you been to Bainbridge?
Yes.
Okay.
So I like Bainbridge.
Really cool out there. Yeah. So a group of us got an Airbnb pretty close to the wedding venue. Okay. There were like 10 of us. And
because Bainbridge you could do there and back.
In a day? Yeah. So Brian, neither Brian nor I were in like the wedding party at all, but the Airbnb we were in with everybody else, a lot of them were in the wedding party. Okay. So they were there like Thursday night for a rehearsal dinner, and then Friday morning there was like the run through.
Yep.
Friday night we got there Thursday night. Friday night we had the like welcome party.
Oh.
So it was at basically there's a little strip of businesses. It's really cool. There's a really nice hotel, and there's a wedding venue up on a hill.
Yeah.
And then there's like a little across the street. There's like a movie theater and a couple restaurants.
Cool.
It's a really cool little downtown area.
Is it like the main downtown Bainbridge, or is it?
It's not. It's well, I don't really know how Bainbridge works because the main downtown Bainbridge is called Winslow.
Yeah.
That's what that little city is called.
Okay.
So it's Winslow is the city on Bainbridge Island.
Okay.
That's where the ferry goes into.
Got it.
This little town was like a 10-minute drive from the ferry to this little area.
Okay.
So it's right on the water. So very cool little spot.
Yeah.
And so Friday night we had the welcome party. It was at a little cafe directly to the left of the wedding venue.
And the welcome party, this is for like all the guests?
Everybody. Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like the last couple weddings I've been to have had this. So like the
not
wedding
a rehearsal dinner.
Not a rehearsal dinner.
Welcome party.
Rehearsal dinner was the night before. So Thursday night was a rehearsal dinner for just the wedding party.
Okay.
Friday night was a welcome party for I think all the guests were invited to that. So it wasn't like it wasn't paid for. It was like at a restaurant, bar, wine kind of thing, and people will just buy their own drinks. So it wasn't like it was kind of an optional thing
just
for
like
people
a social hour before.
For people that were already there for the wedding that were staying the night, they could come to this. So it's probably I mean, I would have guessed like 50 to 60% of the total wedding people were at this welcome party. So very fun. Just a lot of people from college we haven't seen in a while, and just I don't know. I love weddings. They're the best. They're so fun. So Friday we did that, and then Saturday. So again, a lot of the people in the house we're staying in were in the wedding party. So Saturday morning they had to be there at the place like at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So the rest of us all went and got brunch and hung out and just had a great day.
Got nothing to do.
I went on a bike ride that day around Bainbridge, very hilly bike ride. And then Saturday night was a wedding. So it was like an outdoor wedding, but it was under a cover, and it was just absolutely beautiful. Like just so cool. Yeah. Like it makes me want to be like a wedding photographer, a wedding DJ, just so I can like go to weddings because I just love weddings.
A wedding DJ, I love that for you.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. No promises there.
Because you are really good with matching music to the scene.
I think so. Yeah. And a good, entertainer and MC and all that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Throw out some of the jokes and stuff.
It's my next life.
I love it.
So that was Saturday. Wedding was amazing. I mean, a typical wedding. I don't know how to.
Did they do the ceremony and reception all in one spot? Did you go different places for both?
Good question. So you arrived. There was like a champagne table waiting for you, so you could bring champagne to your seat.
Yeah.
The ceremony happened, and then after the ceremony, everybody went into this other room, just for like cocktails and stuff. So there were like signature cocktails and wine and everything. And then the place where the ceremony was flipped into the like dining setup. Okay. So wow. Yeah. So they took out all the the rows of wedding chairs, and they put in tables and chairs, and it was an amazing dinner. It was like kind of family style. So they brought out big plates of food and people could dish up, and it was like steak and chicken and steak and salmon and mac and cheese and bread, and it was amazing. And then they did the toast and everything, classic agenda.
Did you do a little dancing?
Did some dancing. Yeah. So then after the dinner, then we went to the other area again. So it was a lot of like back and forth, but it was really cool.
And they just kept converting this one area.
Yeah. Well, no, they converted the one area once. So it went from the seating to the dining. And then the other area was like an indoor room that's where the bar was and stuff. So really cool setup. It's very, very beautiful. There was like outdoor fireplaces and stuff. And very nice. And then danced our hearts away. And then after dancing for a while, went to one of the rooms that they rented out just for like an after party after the wedding. Oh my gosh. So it was like one of the suites in the hotel that people hung out for a while after the wedding.
And the bride and groom were there as well?
Bride and groom were there as well, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
how late were you out?
Probably were there till, it was pretty late. I think 1. We were in the room until 1. Yeah. And I think the wedding was at 4. So it was a long day of stuff.
Almost a 12-hour.
Yeah. Well, that was just for us. Like the wedding party got there at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm talking about the majority of people together. Yeah. It
was awesome. Like there's that friend group. There are people that live in different states and stuff, and just it was very, very nice.
So cool.
And then Sunday was recovery day for sure. Yeah. Woke up feeling a little something. A little too many Celsiuses the night before.
Celsius, it'll get you. They sneak up on you.
So yeah, just kind of woke up, packed up. We had to be out of Airbnb by 11. So skedaddled out of there and took the ferry back. And
was your Airbnb like? Did you have to do a bunch of cleaning and different?
Not
things?
A lot. No, it was pretty chill.
Yeah.
It was a really nice house though. It was like we looked it up, it was like a $2 million house. So
that's great.
It was nice, kind of fancy.
Yeah. I just love that this couple thought through the welcome party plus the whole event and then an after party.
Yeah.
Like who's staying in that hotel room that did the after
Nobody.
Party?
It was just for the after party. Yeah. Because I think they had to be out of the venue by 10.
Oh, maybe a quiet hour or something.
Yeah. So that was like the venue rental. So then they rented the hotel room just to have a place to go afterwards. So yeah, it was great. Very nice wedding.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Love.
Wedding. I love.
And then, so Sunday, just recovery day, made it home, a lot of adulting things, did laundry. Costco. Yeah, exactly. You went to Costco.
I know you.
And so funny thing about Costco, I went to Costco yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we have a Dyson vacuum cleaner.
Yep.
I was convinced we got it from Costco.
Yeah.
Convinced. So I brought it and it's broke. It's no longer sucking. It sucks. It sucks, but it doesn't suck. It's not working. So I bring in Costco has an amazing return policy. So you can bring, you don't have to have the box. You can bring your thing and they'll
We've
take
returned many vacuums.
So I'm like, I brought the vacuum. I brought all the attachments and stuff in a bag. I went into Costco, took it in. She scanned my card. I was there for at least 30 minutes convincing this lady this poor lady that I bought this at Costco. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm just not seeing it in your account. Like our records are pretty good. Like, are you sure you didn't buy it in somebody else's account? Are you sure you didn't buy it in Canada or Mexico? Like asking all these verifying questions. I'm like, I know for a fact that we bought it at the Costco in Soto in South Seattle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know it was this card. I know it was within the last year. Like,
wow.
Is there any way to make an exception? She's like, no, like we can only return things if it's on your account.
Yeah.
I wasn't rude, but I was definitely, I mean, you could tell that I was a little irritated by it.
You're getting fired up.
So I leave because I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do right now. So I leave because she's like, I'm sorry, we can't.
Yeah.
And I call Brian and he's like, maybe we bought it at Best Buy. And we bought it at Best Buy. So yeah, I'm very embarrassed by that.
Listen, if you're listening, Costco
lady,
if you're one of the 30,
she was so nice and so patient with me, and
bless her heart.
Yeah, but she wouldn't make an exception.
Don't you hate that though when people are like,
I'm like, and I remember buying it from Costco. Even though Brian's telling me we got it from Best Buy, I remember looking at them at Costco, and I swear we bought it at Costco in Soto, but apparently not. So.
Well, listen.
Mistakes were made.
Costco is usually phenomenal about the returns.
Yeah.
What I don't appreciate is that they don't allow exchanges. Like if you so I had a pair of Chad's pants that I went to go exchange for a different size.
Okay.
And I take it and I'm like, can I just exchange this for a size small? I have a medium. And they're like, oh, we don't do that. You can return it and then we'll give you a gift card and then you can go in and buy what you want.
Oh, interesting.
Like, okay. So they go do that. Go
it just
into the
prolongs
store.
The process. Yeah.
I go into the store. They don't have the size.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I literally had to rebuy the pair that I returned because it was a little bit big, but it wasn't awful.
Yeah.
And I bought what I returned. Yeah. Anyways. Okay.
The lady in front of me had a half full bottle of teriyaki sauce that she was trying to return. And they were like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Like we can't take food back. Like if food's been opened at all, we just have to throw it away. Like we can't sell this again. And she was there for a while arguing about it. So
I would have loved to hear what was her grief.
She didn't like it. She didn't meet her expectations. And she's like, I've heard Costco has such a great return policy. I thought that I'd be able to do it. Which
You're like, me too.
These poor return counter people, like they had to deal with that lady and then me trying to return something I didn't even buy there.
You're like, but what if that's a tough job?
Yeah, it is.
Being that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lady, she's like, she was very patient with me.
Yeah.
Because it was all my fault. All my fault. I like when I can admit something.
I know. That's it shows maturity.
Hey,
that's great.
Okay, so Monday Sunday was recovery day, adulting day.
Yeah.
Monday I went on a long bike ride, getting closer every day to Seattle, Portland.
2 in the weekend. Well done.
2. The first one is very short.
Oh, okay.
The one on Monday was a longer. Like I did like 35 miles. So it was getting up there, but I have to be able to go to 206 miles for the South of Portland, which is in less than 2 months. So yeah, I'm doing another one tomorrow, hopefully.
There we go.
Did that, and then went to the dog park with Stevie. Went to Marymore, which we haven't been to Marymore together, haven't we?
Together, no. But
it's the best.
I know.
It's literally like it's dog Disney.
Yeah.
So we got to make it up there soon.
Stevie loved it.
Mm-hmm. So that was the weekend. Yeah, long 3-day weekend, and it was great.
Well done.
Thank you.
What's any forecasting for this weekend? You're going?
I'm going to LA tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Brian's brother Jonathan and his wife Moppy just had their 3rd baby. Oh. Cute little girl.
Do we have a name?
We do have a name, and I am so Susan. I know you listen to this. Give me just a second. I know the name. Oh my goodness.
Do you want me to name some trendy female names?
It's so, I should 100% know the name. I know all the other names. Let me kind of name. No, I don't know if I should name all the other names. You know, I'm going to say for privacy's sake, we should not name these names.
It's to protect her.
I feel so horrible right now. I 100% know this baby's name.
It's because when I was with you when the baby was born, and there wasn't a name.
They were deciding between like Rainbow is one of the considerations, which is a great name. Oh my, Paisley. It's Paisley. Got Paisley. It. Susan, I did not look at my notes. Nope,
I can verify that was off the cusp.
Paisley. Great name, right?
Adorable.
So we get to meet Paisley this weekend.
Yeah.
And she's adorable, and the whole bunch of Brian's family's going down there, so we'll all have a few days together. You might
change a diaper.
That's not happening this weekend.
Listen, it's got to happen sometime.
Nope.
No. Okay.
We'll see. Right. But yeah, that's the plan for the weekend.
It's going to be fun.
Do you have any plans for this weekend? We don't usually do this.
Actually. I know. I'm like, what are we going to talk about next time? No, I don't have too much going on, actually.
Okay, cool.
So hopefully
there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Let's do it.
And that is my June challenge coming up in a couple days.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Because today is May 30th.
It's May 30th.
May 31st is tomorrow.
Yes. So
2 days.
June 1st is on Saturday.
Yeah.
So little health and fitness journey update. So I was in Japan for almost 2 weeks, ate whatever the heck I wanted there.
Absolutely.
Following that, we came back and opened a restaurant, and I was doing a lot of food tasting and food
as one would
consuming at Radner's.
Yeah,
a lot of burgers, and then I also so that health wise, I have not been following the strictest diet plan, which whatever. Fitness wise, I got back from Japan and had COVID, so I had a while that I wasn't really being active. I'm still doing my 10,000 steps every day.
Yep.
I've been consistent, but I've fallen off the workout wagon a little bit.
Okay.
So my challenge for June is to kind of get summer ready, and get back into some healthy habits.
Summer bod back. What's that going to look like?
So my main challenge is just to follow a healthy, balanced diet for the month of June. Yep. So that means lots of protein, lots of veggies. I'm doing no desserts. I was going to do no alcohol, but I am going to a concert at Chateau Ste. Michelle at the end of the month. So I'm like, I'll drink some wine. And it's summer. I don't know. Why torture myself?
No,
so
like
healthy, balanced diet. Yep. I want to feel good about everything that I consume. So that's the plan.
Okay. And then what's the exercise plan? Are you going to?
I'm going to continue. So 10,000 steps every day, keep that going. Okay. And then this isn't part of the challenge, but my overall goal is just to move my body and like sweat every day. Do something that gets my heart rate up and moving. Okay. So I'll be doing a lot of bike rides, a lot of training for this STP. And just trying to get back into some healthy habits this next month.
Okay. I love that.
Yes.
So last time you told us a little bit traumatic story with Stevie and the park. Have you guys gone back to that trail?
We've gone back.
Off leash, on leash?
Off leash still, but I'm bringing the leash with me in case I need to leash her up.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing early morning. So I'm thinking it might have been, I don't know. The time of day might have had something to do with it. Yeah. So I'm only going like in the afternoon with her on that trail. And no issues since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that was very, very traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Any more Stella drama?
No. I mean, she got out again.
Yeah. No more herds of animals.
She brought a bird to my dad while we were away.
Cute.
So cute, sweet, thoughtful. Yeah. How do you catch a bird? Honestly, I'm sure how she.
That is impressive.
It's actually scary.
Maybe she's got some terrier in her.
I don't know.
Isn't that a thing? Don't terriers kill rodents?
Do they?
I don't know.
Well, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But
a retriever, golden retriever. Is that for animals or for like retrieving an object?
I think it's objects, like retrieving things.
She's taking.
There are hunting dogs that like do get stuff, but
I mean, you might be able to make some money off that for Stella if anyone's in need of, anyone listening needs somebody to take care of some rodents at your house.
Rodents in your home,
yeah,
let us come over.
I haven't had an ant infestation last week, and it was a lot of ants, like probably thousands of ants, and everywhere. There were like so many, and I put one of the little traps, and the problem's gone. It was amazing.
The liquid ones?
The liquid ones.
The clear liquid ones?
Yes. Yeah. I've never used those. I've usually used the ones that you can get from like Safeway, and it's a different type. Okay. This one I ordered on Amazon, and it's just like this kind of long, clear tube with liquid in it. You twist off the end, you put it somewhere, and I swear they're gone.
Yeah. Those are the best ones.
Just one. Yeah. One strategically placed little trap. I'm amazed. Like, there were a lot of ants in that thing.
If the ant company is listening, if you're one of our 30, Austin would love to sponsor you guys.
I would. I know, man.
That's so funny. We had an ant issue as well, and I got the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And strategically, I could see there's a little crack hole, something in the window by my kitchen, and they were coming from there. So.
Are you on TikTok yet?
No.
Not on TikTok.
You think I should?
I don't know.
Did I tell you I was thinking about getting off of it for the summer? Like
off of social media? That's a good idea.
I just was feeling a little bit like, so speaking of health and wellness, I was noticing that on not my For You, but things that kept coming up, it was a lot of like diet plans, exercise routine. And at first it seems harmless. At first I'm like, oh, this is interesting. You know, like it'll be high protein, what I eat for getting this amount of protein, what exercise I do to lose this amount of weight. And then it was like all I was getting. And all of a sudden I was like, I feel horrible about myself. Like all I'm seeing is like what I should be doing, what I should be doing, what I shouldn't do. And, you know, I just was like, I don't feel great.
Yeah.
Like looking at that, getting sucked into the comparison game. So I was thinking about taking a little social break.
Have you done social media breaks before?
Yes. Chad and I did something. I think it was actually summertime as well. We took a month off. It might have been in August or September, something.
You took August off, I think the year before last.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So, do you know about Be Real?
Yeah.
My friend Shannon was like, you should get on Be Real for the summer if you take a break from Instagram. Because that's just a little bit more like authentic.
Do you know people that are on it? Is she on it?
She's on it.
And other people.
And like she's got some friends on it. And it's like the whole concept is like you get a notification and you have to take a picture. It takes both sides of the camera.
Yeah.
So you can't really hide what you're doing. If you're trying to create, you're trying to curate something, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, we're doing it in Whistler with Allie had her notifications pop up.
And I don't know if I told you, but Allie on our way to Whistler was like, I really think Austin should get on Be Real. She was like actually going to talk to you about it. She's like, I think he would be great.
How does it work? Do you have like followers? Like
you follow people and and I honestly, I'm gonna butcher it because you get a notification. It comes different times of the day.
Okay.
And you have a few minutes to take your pictures.
Yeah.
And then I think if you get it on time, you're given some other opportunities to post other pictures.
Oh, interesting.
What I've been told.
It's incentivized.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to get it. I don't know if I want to really do that. I don't think I need another platform, honestly.
So TikTok is so addicting for me. So I literally, when I go on weekends, I'll let myself scroll a little bit. But during the week, if I'm like trying to stay focused, I'll like just log out of the app. And that creates enough friction that like if I habitually open it up, it says, oh, I'm not logged in. So that usually helps discourage me from going on it. With that said, I have been getting a lot of stuff on TikTok about TikTok Shop, which have you heard of that?
No.
It's basically like an online store, kind of like an Amazon through TikTok, where people make videos with products and then they link the products and people can buy them directly through there. That
would be a problem for me.
And then the people that are advertising the products make a commission from selling the products. Oof. So I've been getting all these videos like, here's how to make money from TikTok Shop. So I'm looking into it. So I basically,
what would you sell?
I got approved. So I'd only sell things that I'm interested in and that I like. Like that's important to me.
Austin, you're an influencer.
I want to be.
You are. This is happening.
I have almost 20,000 followers on TikTok.
Because my video, remember that one video?
Yeah.
That viral one?
Yeah.
We're up to 9.6 million.
That is crazy. Views. What happens? You guys should get something when you get 10 million.
I thought I was getting verified. I was like, I think something's happening. You're like, no. Okay, this is a big deal.
But we'll see. I don't know. So basically what I've done so far is I got approved to like promote products. And now you can get up to 5. There's all these different brands that sell products on TikTok.
Yeah.
and you can scroll through the products and you can get free samples of different things. So I got like 2 clothing things. I got a like dog crate or like a dog carrier thing for the car.
Yeah.
I got something bike related. I actually don't remember, but I got 5 things.
Okay.
And they'll all be like mailed to me.
Yeah.
And then I can use them. If I like them, then I can make a video promoting them. And then you make like 10 to 20% of the sales price if somebody buys from your link.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it. You know, I've never made any money from social media or anything.
But
so
you're so good at it. I feel like this is going to be a thing.
Hey,
and I love that you chose like something for Stevie, something athletic biking. That's going to be great.
Definitely will only do things that I actually like. So basically you can only get up to 5 samples.
Okay.
And then you have to make videos, I think, of at least 2 of those in order to like continue doing it. Yeah. So if I hate all 5 things, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to promote something I don't like.
Right.
It's not, ethically, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Unless it makes you a lot of money, then it might be something to consider. Just kidding. Could I sample food?
There are some food products. So something I see a lot is there's these like freeze dried candy things.
Yes, Piper loves those.
Does she? Yeah, so that's one of the
begs me to get. There's like freeze dried Skittles, and I want to say at Harbor Greens are $15. Okay. I'm like, I refuse.
So that's one of the things you can sell through TikTok Shop. So you can get. So I actually saw. I didn't do it, but I could basically, if you're approved to promote a TikTok Shop, you need 1,000 followers on TikTok to sell.
Okay.
You can get free samples of things. They get sent to you, and then you just make a video about them. And if the video is good enough that it like encourages other people to buy that product, you make money on every single product that's sold.
Interesting.
It's a very interesting business model.
And then once you start getting like, say, okay, a lot of things that Austin promotes are getting bought, does that number of 5 samples get to change? Do you get to go up?
I don't know. I know it was 5 free things.
Can you change like the next round? You could try those candies.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I think it just said I didn't know about the 5 thing, but after I had done 5 samples, I just selected 5 products that I wanted a sample of. It said you must make a video of, I think it said 1 or 2 of these products in order to be eligible for more samples. Okay. So they just don't want people going on there getting hundreds of free samples and then not doing anything with them.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
But yeah,
I'm excited to hear how this goes. So when do your first samples arrive?
They said 7 to 10 business days from when I got them. So I ordered them on Monday. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
So stay tuned on that.
Stay tuned, man.
All right. Well, thanks, Jamie.
Well, it was a great 30th episode.
That was great. Happy 30th.
Happy
the big
30th.
3-0.
We made it.
It's a big milestone.
From now on, every episode we say, oh, we're 29. Nope.
Or we say, oh, my back. We should just like age ourselves as we go. Like we just start using jargon that 40-year-olds use.
Speaking of jargon, some of the jargon these kids are saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for a nap.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right. Bye.
Bye.